Hey folks, Jay Green 302. We're going to call this Emergency Lighting, the Solar Design, Part 1. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Let's get some light. No big deal, right? Very big deal. Welcome to my solar lighting. Cheap 12-volt battery, pulled out of a truck, sat on the garage floor, rediscovered today. New marine battery terminals with lockdown lugs. One cigarette lighter adapter. One 200-watt solar or 200-watt power inverter connected to one power strip. We have 2 lamps connected and 4 rechargeable batteries recharging. You may remember that bulb, 1.5 watts. That is a five-watt LED bulb. You'll get the picture. Battery. Junk one out of a truck, free. Cigarette lighter adapter with lockdown lugs or eyelet connectors, maybe $3. $200-watt power inverter, $25. With that basic setup, I have 200 watts. My 2 lamps and my lighting, let me get them back on, are 5 watts and 1.5 watts. That's 6.5 watts for lighting on a 200-watt inverter, which means I can run an easy 8 of them on this inverter with no problem whatsoever. I am not sure until I get my power monitoring device that is ordered. I don't know how much rechargeable batteries are pulling as far as a load. But my point here is that with this car battery and that inverter, I am capable of recharging rechargeable batteries for my flashlights, and I'm able to provide emergency lighting for the house for quite some time, because let's face it, folks, 6.5 watts is not a lot of energy in order to provide lighting, especially not for a battery. It can run pretty good. Well, dude, this is all kind of interesting, but what's your point? You said solar. Yep, I sure did. So, let's talk about that. That is negative and positive 12 volts. That is a 15-watt solar panel. I've got 3 more upstairs. There's a PVC square frame and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 kick legs. I've painted the PVC because UV causes the PVC to get brittle and crack and break in about 2 years. Somebody wrote a tip about that, so I decided I would paint it right out of the box. So once you mount them on there, you take those 4 connectors and you have a dongle, and you take all 4 panels and plug it into the 4 pigtails, and those 4 pigtails go 4 to 1. You plug it into this, you wire it onto here, that's your charge regulator, $35. So those 4 panels wire into here, and this device charges that battery. So now I can stick 4 panels out, and every day the sun shines, this unit here is going to make sure that battery's charged. So there's your solar aspect. Now I'm going to use 1 car battery. I've got one more device coming that's going to allow me to get the statistical numbers so that I can gauge how much charge is going in per day, how much draw each night is going to be run off this, so that I can determine how much lighting and how much equipment I can run off this. Can I use a 400 watt? Can I use a 600 watt? I'm going to start figuring out about what I can expect out of it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to match the load to what I can guesstimate as the average daily charge that those panels can put on here. And I also have to make sure that the discharge is never more than 50% of the total battery capacity, or else you're going to wipe the battery out. You don't want to sit there and run this thing completely dry every night. If you do, your battery is not going to last long. There's one interesting part here. With red and black cables, you can sit here and go out and get 4 batteries, 5 batteries, doesn't matter what you want, and you can line them up. That's my next part. When I get my second and third battery, I need to figure out, is it positive to positive to positive, negative to negative to negative, or do you have to do it another way? One way doubles the voltage, one way keeps it 12 volts, and you run a string. I don't know the answer to that yet because I don't have a second battery, and I'm more concerned about getting the basics here. But once I understand that, the key is going to have the battery interconnects. Imagine having 10 batteries sitting in your garage and your solar panels mounted up on the roof. And you're only using, say, 6 total watts of LED lights per day for, 2 or 3 weeks because you're running candles or something else. You're giving those solar panels a chance to charge up a row of 8 batteries. Get those bad boys fully charged. And then here comes storms, or here comes, inclement weather where there's no solar recharging really feasible because it's overcast, it's raining, it's cloudy, it's whatever. You can still run your lights and have a lot of capacity off of simple car batteries. It's the poor man's version. It's the low buck. It's if you have some cables, a charge regulator or 2, a couple inverters, and some extension cords and some LED bulbs, you have emergency lighting. As long as you have at least some form of panels, you can at least get charge back into the battery. If you don't have any panels whatsoever, you cannot recharge batteries whatsoever. You're done. I mean, you can all you can do is run a battery dry, but you can't do anything. I need to be able to recharge batteries. I need to be able to have lighting at night, and I need to be able to go scavenge batteries out of cars. There's going to be an abundance of batteries if the shit hits the fan. So it's not the batteries that are important. It's the understanding of how to connect them, and having a charge regulator or 2 and a couple of solar panels. I've got $260 total in investment. I've got 4 panels, I've got charge regulators, and I've got inverters. I've got lighting right here that's being run off of renewable power. In 2 days, I'll have the sun charging this battery for me so that I don't have to worry about anything. These are some things that I thought I would share. The money is hell, I think a lot of us spend more money on, 1,000 rounds of ammo than we do on lighting. I think that lighting and rechargeable batteries might be a nice thing to have. It's not that expensive, and you can actually scale these things pretty big if you want. You can get a bigger charge regulator, and you can get if you want, you can go get an $800, 135 watt solar panel. You can put 6 or 10 up on the roof. You can put 20 batteries down, and you can scale it. The trick is understanding the basic concepts. I have an entire solar system sitting within 4 feet of me, folks. It's just a smaller scale. One panel, 4 panels, 400 panels. The concept is the same. 1 battery, 5 batteries, 50 batteries. Concept's the same. A charge regulator is a charge regulator is a charge regulator. It protects the batteries from overcharging. An inverter is an inverter. Most of us have plugged one in our car or on a laptop or, stupid stuff on a long trip. The trick is 5-watt bulbs. The trick is the ability to recharge your batteries. Regular batteries, you can have 100 in stock, but when those 100 are gone, you're done. That's it. You're over. If you have rechargeables and you have a way of renewably recharging them, you have batteries for years. And that is kind of the thing you want to think about. Argentina was bad for years. Katrina was bad for a couple of months. Japan is still all messed up. I got some lights. Do you? Hope you enjoyed this one. Where the hell's my mouse?